Good morning, doll YouTube. So today I'm going to be cleaning, restoring, and working on two different white body Kirstens. If you don't know what a white body doll is, it's an early Pleasant Company doll before they had brown bodies. And the first one I'm going to work on has tinsel hair. I'll explain a little bit more about what that is later. And then the second one I'm going to work on I think is an 86 Kirsten. For those of you that don't know, a white body is the type of fabric color they used before they came out with the American Girl doll Felicity, and they had to switch to a brown colored fabric because Felicity's dresses were all very low cut and you could see her body color. But the white color was originally picked because it was very durable. So without further ado, we're going to start restoring these Kirstens. Alright, so we're going to try filming from a new angle. I bought a tripod, and today we're going to clean up Kirsten's hair and give her a little bath because she's quite dirty. So yeah, let's get started. So this is an interesting detail. These little Velcros are not what I would have expected. And I don't know how long they were made like that. Because it just doesn't seem like the same type of quality that I have on my Samantha or my Molly from the same time period. So like, does anyone else have an early Kirsten and have any insight on her outfit? I would love to know more about the elastic, or not elastic, sorry, the Velcros. We might give her outfit a bath while we're doing this. It just doesn't seem particularly dirty. So here she is. Her muslin is a little bit, I wouldn't say stained, but like a little bit dirty. So I could take her all the way apart and clean her white body as well. I probably should. But her little face is so cute. I'm excited to wash her hair because it's quite dry. And I have better elastics as well that are not colored. So we can brush her hair out and give her a nice little bath. Alright, so I got her hair unbraided. It's actually not as dry as I thought it would be from the braids, but the ends are awful and the roots are quite dry. So we are going to give her a conditioner bath today. Try to fix that. First we're going to brush her out really good, make sure there's no tangles. I think I might get her hair a little bit wet first though. So my goal is to kind of get her hair back to being relatively straight and then re-braiding it once it's straight again. I think that'll be the easiest way to do this. That's it, brushed out. If you're new to my channel, hi, welcome. This is Lotus Blossom Dolls. I have been working on dolls since I was about 6 years old with my grandmother. My grandmother was German. She loved collecting dolls. She was kind of my role model growing up, and my mom. My mom was amazing, but my mom was not into dolls. I learned a lot about dolls from my grandmother. And she used to do all kinds of cool restorations and stuff on dolls, and she would find dolls for really inexpensive and do a lot of the work herself to bring her back to life. And I learned a lot about dolls from her. Alright, so this is her hair. It's all brushed out. It's not too bad. There's like a little bit of breakage up at the roots. And it's a little dry, but it's not terrible. So now we're gonna wash it, and the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna wash it with like a mild dish detergent to just get all the oils and stuff out of it. And then depending on how that goes, I might do a shampoo and a condition, but I'm definitely gonna do a condition. So yeah, For this first round, I'm just gonna use tap water, and then at the end, after I'm done conditioning, I'm gonna do a boil wash, but I'm not gonna use boiling water, I'm just gonna use hot water. Oh, also be really careful when you do this and do not get water in their eyes if you can avoid it. Also, disclaimer, I have been doing this a long time and what works for me may not work for you, so if you don't like the way that I do something, that is a-okay. It's totally fine to have different ways of doing things. I know a lot of people don't like to get the wig caps wet. For me personally, I put the doll on like a fan after I'm done washing it and I let their hair dry thoroughly, and it only takes like an hour or two, and I've never had an issue with getting the wig cap wet and having any problems with it. But I also never let my dolls air dry. So do what works for you. If you don't like my methods, that's a-okay, but this is what works best for me. And I've been doing this for a long time, and obviously over time my techniques and preferences will change. But yeah, just wanted to add that little disclaimer. Just getting it all nice and foamy. And get as much of the oil out and dirt as possible. So far there's like very little, if any, dirt in her hair, which is good. That bodes well. I'm not going to do too much of the bangs because the bangs look pretty good. I'm just going to kind of get them a little bit, but not a lot. If the bangs do get wet, that's a whole other, or not wet, but if they're really gross, it's a whole other process, which I'm sure at some point I will film on this channel because I've been doing a lot of fixing of dolls recently. Alright, that's probably foamy enough. So we're gonna give that a good rinse. Alright, so this is what her hair looks like after one round of just general soaping and washing. You can see how dry the ends are. And you can kind of see it up at the roots a little bit as well. So the next step for me on this particular doll is I'm going to condition her hair, I think. She smells good, so I think it'll be fine to go straight into conditioning. I may have to do 2 rounds of conditioning, but we will see. For this, I'm just using a vegan conditioner, just a human hair conditioner. Some people use fabric softeners. I did that once on a doll and I did not like the outcome, so I have not done it since. I find it's really hard to get all the way out and it kind of leaves the hair a little gummy. So I like using this instead. I have a lot of allergies to conditioners, so that's why I'm using this one. If you have one you'd rather use instead, you can use something else. As I said, this is just what works for me. Definitely should have taken my ring off. Once I rinse my hand, I probably will take my ring off for the rest of this. Now the ends of her hair were really dry, and all of the little bits in the back where her part is were also really dry, so I'm trying really hard to get in there and like get all the little bits in there that were dry. Just a little bit to try to help hold her bangs down, but not a lot. Get something that soak in there, gets nice and saturated. Try to help bring the hair back to life a little bit, give it back some moisture. You can already tell how much that's helping. So now we're gonna rinse, and I'm gonna try to speed up all the rinsing parts so it doesn't take so long. And then we'll see if she needs a second round of conditioner or if we can start boil washing at that point. We're gonna let her sit like that for a minute while I let the water come to a boil. We're not gonna let it boil. We're just gonna get it pretty warm. And I like to use the salad spinner bowl to put the hot water in. to do the dunk for this. I find it's just a little easier for me personally. We might also wash her outfit while we're here, but I don't know, we'll see. Her face also does need a good scrub, and I think her body could use a scrub as well. So we might take her apart at some point and do that too. But I want to start with her hair because I don't know how many treatments her hair is going to take to fix. So we might as well get it started. And then I might also pop her eyes out and try to fix her silver eye. Alright, so the water has come to a boil, or a bubble, I guess. It's not a full boil. I just use an electric tea kettle in my doll bathroom. I don't like having to go back and forth to the stove, and this kettle was like $10, so it's just a convenience for me, and I only use this bathroom for doll stuff, really. So the trick is you don't want it too hot or it'll scorch the hair. So I'm gonna add just like a little bit of room temperature water. I might let that sit for just a minute because it's pretty hot. You want it to be hot enough that you can touch it without like recoiling. It needs to be pretty hot, but not too hot. If you get it too hot, you could scorch the hair and it could get really frizzy. If it's not hot enough, it won't do anything. So there's kind of a fine line there. That's probably close. I'm gonna give the ends of her hair a little brush. And just sort of dip. That's looking a lot better. I don't know if you can see it quite yet, but alright. Dip. You want to dip whatever you want to get hot. So if you want the like ends by the wig cap to get warm, you will have to get that spot hot. I know it's a little scary, a little daunting, but I promise you can do it. And then as I go, I like to kind of brush the hair and see how it's doing. I find that can help, especially if like something's particularly frizzy. Focusing on that area with heat. Really good. Let me know down in the comments if any of y'all have ever done an eye swap. Okay, I know you probably won't have as good of an angle, but I'm gonna set her like this for just a second to do the other side of her hair. So now I can kind of comfortably brush my fingers through her hair without them getting stuck anywhere, which is good. That's a good sign. That's what you're kind of looking for. It does feel a lot better. I feel like it could use maybe one more dunk. I really should put a clip in here for this little piece of the bang that likes to fall back. Alright, so I think this is where we're gonna let her dry and see how her hair does and see if we need to do this process again. And we'll come back and clean the rest of her up because I just really want to give her hair the best shot at defrizzing, I guess. So this is where we're stopping. The ends still look pretty dry, and they still feel a little dry, but they are a lot better than they were. So we'll give that a shot. I might have to do this process again with some slightly hotter water, but yeah, we'll let her dry and I'll be back. Alright, this is what she looks like. We're gonna go put her on the fan that I have. I put her on like a little air purifier and let the fan do its magic, and we will let her hair dry. We'll check it and see how it goes and brush it out and see what it looks like. So after washing her hair, I started to notice that a lot of her hair was really shimmery and really glittery, and it looked like very beautiful. And it kind of led me down a rabbit hole of research shortly after, where I was trying to learn more about the various white body Kirstens, and I found a term called tinsel hair, which is apparently a variation of her wig that was on some white bodies and some early tan bodies. And that's definitely what this hair is. And so that led me down the rabbit hole of doing a bunch of research for this. And the tinsel hair is apparently pretty rare, but it does lead to the hair being more dry, which is what I was experiencing. And so that's why I was struggling so hard to get it to do what I wanted it to do, is because that extra bit of glitter in the hair, it's so beautiful, but it does dry the hair out. So that's just a little bit of background and explanation for you. And now we're going to get on to washing the doll clothes. I did end up washing some doll clothes later for a different doll in the video, but I didn't record any of it because at this point I'd done so much recording of doing hand washing of doll clothes that I figured you'd get the point, and I didn't want to make this video even longer than it already is going to be. So when you see another doll later have her clothes magically clean, that is why, because I did wash them, but I figured this next section would be plenty long enough to explain how I wash the doll clothes. As I suspected, her meat outfit was actually very clean. I don't think very many of her outfits are going to need to be washed, despite their age, because that basically came out clear. Like, there was almost no dirt in that water, which is crazy. So what I'm going to do is dry this outfit, and then I'm going to wash the two that I got in that lot that looked like they were the most played with, and look like they could use a little bit of scrub. Just so y'all can see that process a little bit. So the two that were kind of the worst for me was this one. I don't know if this is just like a sunspot. This could just be like an age discoloration. But regardless, this outfit is also quite wrinkly, so I'm gonna give it a good scrub. And then the nightgown has some also like mysterious stains and some pet hair of some sort. So I think this was the other outfit that was worn a lot by the doll originally. So I'm gonna give both of these a good scrub. And then we will go from there. As I said before, this is not a normal bathroom, this is a doll bathroom, so the soap in there is dish detergent. That's very mild, very gentle. You can use laundry detergent as well on the clothes. Sometimes I will. I'm currently out of OxyClean, which is why I'm not using that. I do need to pick some more up, I just keep forgetting. So if my suspicion is correct, these are going to be the two that are the dirtiest, but they might not be dirty, they might just be stained from age. So we're going to give them a good scrub in hot water. I'll even let that one soak for a little bit and come back to it. Even then, that water's still like, it's soapy now, but it's not really dirty. This one, if you're wondering, yes, this is entirely too much soap, but I find that for yellow stains, if you get them soapy first before you get them wet, they usually come out a little bit better. I don't know how well the stains for this are coming up on camera. They're not super noticeable. That's probably plenty. Pop that in there. Whenever you're washing multiple pieces of clothing, especially if one of them is white, please be really careful that whatever the other garment you're washing it is in with is not going to bleed and discolor it. That's why I did the blue one first. Now that water's starting to look a little bit dirty, but it's not terrible still for how gross these looked. I really thought they'd be a lot worse. Normally I would do the salad spinner portion here, but I already had the bucket of water ready, so we're just gonna use what we already have set up. Put that in there. That way we can get that water out. And we're gonna let this soak, I think, for maybe 30 minutes, and then we're gonna come back, because this does not appear to be bleeding, but it is letting go of a lot of dirt. So we're gonna leave these be in the hot water and come back. All right, so it's been about 30 minutes. I'm gonna take the clothes out of this water, dump it out, and rinse them. Yucky, yucky. It looks like all the staining came out of the nightgown, but the fur is like really stuck to this fabric, so I'll probably have to let roll it after this. It's really hard to get all the soap out of this one though. Alright, we're gonna hang this one up. Alright, so full transparency here. I had no idea how to do Kirsten's specific braids, and I had to look up a tutorial on it after the fact, but I wanted to give her something close to her original hairstyle. She does have a blunt cut bang, which you'll notice coming up, and she definitely has tinsel hair, but the lighting in this room is not as good for it to show what it looks like. The main reason I included so much footage on it is because I want to be able to help other people identify if they have a tinsel hair doll, because I had no idea what that was till I had one, and they're incredibly beautiful. So that's why I included so much footage for that. I hope you like this hair braiding tutorial. I had a lot of fun braiding her hair, and I do eventually style it into the traditional little loops, but I didn't start with that in this section, so that'll be later in the video. But yeah, enjoy the hair tutorial. Alright, so here's Kirsten with her hair all dry. She's still quite dirty, and didn't actually wash her vinyl yet, but her hair's dry. This is the first wash. Oop. It's looking a lot better. I wouldn't say it's perfect, but we're gonna give it a braid and see how it looks and decide from that if we're gonna do another boil wash, I think. So yeah. My thought process for this, pardon my voice, my thought process for this is that it might be possible to boil wash her hair with the braids in it, and that might get us more of the look we're going for. It is really soft, and in the like bright light, it is quite shiny. It's also been heavily played with over the years. Have you all ever restored your Kirsten or rebraided her hair? Leave me a comment down below if you have. How did that process go? I think the trick to this for me is going to be making sure that all the sections are relatively even. It might take a couple tries to do this as well, so I might speed this process up. Alright, so there's braid number 1. Other than this one little kind of fat chunk at the bottom, it's pretty even. The ends aren't too long, they don't look too bad. I think it'll work well being pulled up. So if you're curious, these are the elastics I like to use for doll hair. They're just orthodontic elastics. They tend to hold up a lot better, and they're really inexpensive. I had Invisalign for a couple years, and I had to have the elastics, and I ended up using these for dolls one day, and they work incredibly well, so I recommend it. Now we're going to try to get the other side to match. So we'll see how that goes. I always find it's easier to do one side than the other. So we'll see if I can get this side even and keep all these little hairs pulled in. I also really like using a spray bottle to like re-dampen the hair when I brush it. Do any of y'all have any tips or tricks for when you do doll hair? As I said before earlier, this is just what's worked for me. This isn't the be-all end-all. I'm not saying my way is the only way or the right way. It's just this is what I've found has worked for me over the years. I definitely recommend experimenting with your own dolls and finding how you like to do their hair and what works for you. I find that getting the doll hair a little bit damp does help it not tangle so bad and helps it brush a little bit easier. And I also really like for American Girl specifically to use a wire comb. I use the American Girl brand one, but I have used other ones in the past. This one's just the one from my childhood. It's just really well loved if you couldn't tell. But yeah. I'm lucky that this Kirsten did have her braids or some form of braids in. I don't think they were her original braids, but she did have some sort of braid in, so it was pretty easy to find where her hair part was again. Some of the dolls I've noticed that is not an easy feat. But it was pretty easy on this doll, so. I might also put like a little piece of plastic around her bangs to hold them down in place while they set, so they aren't poofing up quite so much. So when I section the hair, I guess like what I'm kind of looking for is I'm kind of looking to see where the hair naturally wants to part. And then I'm trying to look at the ends and make sure that the thickness at the ends is somewhat the same. Because if it starts out a little thicker in some spots, but then at the end it's all roughly the same thickness, and I've found that works the best for me when braiding. So I'll like make sure all the sections are all sort of the same size down at the bottom. I also like to brush through the sections as a section so that those pieces of hair want to stay together a little bit more. Alright, so I'm gonna speed this next section up so that you don't have to watch me brush and braid her hair for the next 20 minutes. And I'll be back once I'm done. Alright, so that's her braid all done. This one turned out perfect. I'm really happy with it. It's gonna look super cute. This is what the back of her hair kind of looks like. The old American Girl dolls, and any dolls that are meant to have braids like this, had these little baby hairs cut into their wigs to hide the wefts of their head. But boil washing her hair, it doesn't look like it, I don't think, but it feels really soft now. So that's exciting. Alright, here she is in the front. Her bangs are still a little bit funky, so we're gonna try just sort of brushing them together, seeing how that helps. I'm not too worried about her bangs at this exact moment, because if I do an eye swap on her, I'm gonna have to kind of fix her bangs at the end anyway. But yeah, she's turning out really cute. Her little braids are gonna be like this. I'll have to do some research into how to get these pinned correctly for her little loops. But yeah, I don't know if it's just my Kirsten, but she has like a piece here that's like shorter than the others. It appears to be connected to this piece in the back, but I don't know if it was cut or not, so. Alright, so I'm gonna go start getting the process for washing her limbs and her face started. So you'll catch me in the next segment. Alright, so quick little update. I have Kirsten sitting in a bowl with hot water right now, trying to soften her vinyl. We're going to, at the very least, pop her eyes out and see what we're dealing with. But I don't know if we're gonna actually fix the eyes or not, but we're gonna look at it because I think it's entirely possible without ruining the doll. And I'd love to be able to fix them because it does bother me at the moment. Some things don't bother me, but that does. So we have some boiling water in her head right now, and the vinyl's pretty warm right now. But I'm gonna let it sit for about 10 minutes and then we'll try popping the eyes out. If it's not hot enough, we'll add more water and try again. Alright, so I did end up going in and repainting the eye that was starting to go silver. Silver eye is when a doll's paint inside the eye is not affixed the way it should be anymore due to age. It's like a known defect with American Girl eyes for some of the older dolls. And some people really like it, some people really don't like it. It does generally hurt the resale value of the doll if the eye is turning silver, because you can't get the eyes replaced at American Girl with the original eyelashes anymore. Although I did ask, and you can just get a general eye swap done, it's just they're gonna have the black eyelashes, and the old Kirstens had a blonde eyelash. So thank you to the commenters on my last YouTube video from that. I did know that, but I had forgotten about it. So I decided that I wanted to give repainting a shot because I wasn't happy with the eye as it was, and worst comes to worst, I could just get another doll and take the eyes out of it. So I did do an eye repaint. It turned out super well, and when I was looking for information on how to do this, there wasn't any good tutorials or videos. There was one Reddit post, I think, that I dug through that had like a couple of really good pictures showing the eye chip being taken all the way out. So I wish I'd filmed even more of this than I did, but I did film some of it, so this is like the beginnings of a repainting tutorial. I would say this is a little more advanced. If you're not comfortable with doing a lot of heavy doll repair or you haven't done a lot of eye swaps, I would not recommend starting with this. It was very scary for even me, and I have a lot of experience with doll repair, but it did turn out really well. I did include some images of the paints that I used for the blue color. I didn't include the paint that I used for the white of the eye or the skin tone. But that color combo will only help if you have the exact version of Kirsten that I do, because there were multiple versions of her eye color that were made, and the color combo I showed would not work for all of the different versions of Kirsten, so just keep that in mind if you are going to use this as a tutorial, that the color combination I recommended is only for this type of eye. There are multiple versions of the eye. So without further ado, here is the footage I did record of me working on the repaint for this eye, and I hope you enjoy. Alright, so I'm in the middle of doing this eye restoration for the silver eye, and I thought I'd show you how it's going. So I finally got the little bit of the blue iris out. I had to scrape out a lot of it to get it out, and I'm using Painter's 100% acetone to loosen it up. So this is what the eye looks like currently. I'm gonna have to repaint the white and the blue, but I tried painting the blue on top and it didn't work, so we're gonna mix up a new batch of blue and paint it in there. I'm not sure if those couple little bits of paint that are still stuck in there are gonna make a difference, so I might try going in with a paintbrush with acetone to get that out first. But yeah, it's going well. I did have to take the weight out of the back of the eye as well, so this is the weight. But yeah, and I still have this eye, so I'm gonna use this one to color match too. But it's going well. I thought I'd give you a little update. Okay, so progress shot. I got the blue painted in. It's a really close match. I just mixed up, I want to say this blue, this white, and this black to make the color. Now I'm gonna fix, I got a little smudge on the top of her eyelid, so I'm gonna fix her skin tone right there really quick, and then I will go in and paint the white back into the eye. I'll probably have to clean up this little bit of blue I got on the white right there, but Shouldn't be too difficult. I got the blue out originally with Q-tips and a pair of really sharp tweezers. As a quick update, I'm just waiting for the layer of white to dry, but I've got one full layer of white in there. It's just not opaque yet. And then I fixed the skin tone, but then I've touched it with my white finger, so I'll have to fix it again. But yeah, it's turning out really good. I'm quite excited about it. That little ring in there is kind of annoying, but I noticed it on this one too, so I think it's just how the eyes are. But yeah, we're almost done, and then we can pop them back in her head. Alright, so the only thing I have left to do is to let it finish drying and to re-glue the magnet back into it. So it's pretty good. Let's see if I can get it to focus. There's like a little bit of a ring around the eye still. And I scraped and scraped and scraped, but it looks like this eye kind of has a little bit of that too, so I think that's just like a mold line originally. If it ends up bothering me later, I'm sure I can take it apart and fix it. But for those of you who are curious, a little bit of background on me. I actually have a degree in fine art, and specifically painting, so taking this apart and color matching it and painting it wasn't particularly daunting to me. I used to do a lot of taking things apart and color matching them. So in that sense, I am a professional artist. I'm just not yet anyway a professional doll restorator. But my grandmother was. My grandmother had a whole business, and she not only made dolls but repaired dolls. And my whole childhood I grew up helping her and learning from her before she passed away. So this isn't like too out of the blue for me, but I am enjoying working on this. This is my first time doing a silver eye repair, but I have done a lot of eye swaps and stuff. And I think the Pleasant Company dolls are a lot easier to do eye swaps on because they have a softer vinyl, so they're not as difficult to take the eyes out of. So popping her eyes out was pretty easy. You just add hot water to the inside of the head, let it sit for 10 minutes, try pushing on it. I use the back of a spoon. And then if that doesn't work, I pop it back into the hot water, or pop it back into a bowl, put hot water back inside the head, let it heat up again with more boiling water, and then try again like 10 minutes later, and you'll just keep trying. I wait till the vinyl's really, really soft to do it. It's just hard to film. But you want the vinyl to be incredibly squishy. Yeah, one of my commenters posted that I should probably not send her in for an eye swap because her eyelashes are special. And I did remember that after the fact, and I was like, oh yeah, that's a good point. I should probably just try to fix her eye because I knew the silver eye was gonna bother me, so I just decided to fix it. But it'll be exciting to pop them back in her and see what they look like all finished up. I might try giving her one more coat of white on the inside of her eye. It feels like it's opaque on the inside, just not on the outside. Which means I might need to wipe it off and try again, so we'll see. But yeah, I hope this tutorial is helpful. I'm gonna keep posting doll tutorials as I work on stuff, but yeah, and I'll show you really quick what my setup looks like for drying my doll hair. So this is my air purifier, and I just leave my doll sitting on it and letting her dry. This braid's pretty much dry now. This one, which has not been sitting on top of it directly, is not dry yet, so I'm gonna actually turn her this way and then pop her little braid on this napkin and let that dry. The only reason I put the napkin down is I find it helps disrupt the hairs a little bit less. I did decide to give her a boil wash after I did her braids, and I think that actually helped a lot. And I wish I could show it better, but she has like shiny iridescent strands in her hair, and they're so unbelievably beautiful. But yeah, I did wash her face when I popped her eyes out, so she's all squeaky clean, looks brand new again. So we'll pop her eyes back in once I get them finished and painted. Alright, little update for y'all. So I did end up going back and repainting the eye one more time. It's looking super good. And I just glued the weight back into the back of the eye so that it can dry. And then once it's dry, we'll pop it back into its base and we'll pop them back in the doll. But these turned out super good. I'm really excited to show y'all. Once again, I am not a professional doll restorator, but I do have an art degree and I am a professional artist, so. So here they are, all done. I just wanted to give you a good view of them before I pop them back in the doll head. They both function well. I made sure the weight was placed in the right spot so that they opened and closed the same. And I made sure everything was dry and looked really good before I popped them in her head. But yeah, I thought you'd enjoy seeing it. Even the skin tones are really super close match. I was quite proud of that. Alright, welcome back. So I have Kirsten's eyes all fixed and finished and ready to go back into her head. So I have her in a bowl. It's better to use a plastic bowl if you have one. I currently don't, so I'm using a little metal bowl. I've put some towels in it to protect her hair and her face. And I'm going to boil some water in a tea kettle. And this time I'm going to actually let it boil. I'm not going to have it lukewarm, I'm going to have it like actually boiling. And then I'm going to pour it in her head. We're going to cover her neck hole and let it sit for like 10 plus minutes. Come back, check, see how squishy the vinyl gets. This is for reference how we're starting. Pardon the paint. And then I will pour the hot water out and try to get the eyes back in. But I'm going to take you along for this process a little more than last time. So yeah, I'm pretty excited about how these turned out. They look really good. I only fixed one of them, and I feel like they look identical, which is kind of the goal, so that's good. I knew the silver eye was going to bother me forever, and she wasn't an early enough edition white body for it to bother me too much. But she has tinsel hair, which is really fun. Let's see if I can show you a little more. Well, her hair is the tinsel hair. I noticed when I was washing it. It's beautiful. The lighting in here really picks it up well. So yeah, we're gonna let this water boil. I'll come back in a couple minutes once it's all boiled and we'll pop it in her head. So this is one eye back in. Boop, boop. We're gonna heat her up again to do the other one because it took me too long, so now this is not stretchy enough to put the eye in. Alright, the water is boiling again. Very gently. Cover the hole back up. Let the vinyl get hot. We're gonna let that sit for another 10 minutes or so and then we'll be back. Alright, it's been a hot minute. You can kind of see just how squishy the vinyl is now. So we're gonna pour the hot water out. So, I'm gonna take the eyeball. Ooh, hot. Pop it back in. That time went a bit better than last time. I just want to make sure that she's not looking too cross-eyed. But yeah, that's how you fix silver eye in your Pleasant Company dolls. Before you fix your silver eye, make sure you're matching whatever the existing pattern of your doll's eye is. Some dolls have like very specific colors or like color markings, as I've learned for Kirsten doing some research. But yeah, so we fixed her braids today, we fixed her eyes, we boil washed her hair and it looks a lot better, so we're gonna go pop her back onto her body once she's dry. You're gonna let the inside dry out for a little bit, But yeah, super cool. So today we have a really special box opening. I actually have kind of a funny story for this. So I recently picked up a white body Kirsten lot off of Facebook Marketplace. But before I had found that lot, I actually had won an eBay order for a white body Kirsten. And so when that one on Facebook Marketplace popped up, my fiance was like, you can get the lot because I know you want all the stuff that comes with her, but you'll have to pick which white body you want to keep once the other one comes in. So it's funny because I'm in the middle of fixing the other one and this one just got here. So I thought we'd do a little box opening for you today and see what this white body Kirsten looks like. Well, I can say she's very secure. Yeah, so this was a eBay purchase. The seller had a bidding thing set up for her, but they also had to make an offer. And so I made an offer, and I wasn't expecting the seller to accept it, but they did, like, immediately. So I was like, oh, okay. So that's how I ended up with two white body Kirstens. I don't know what year this one is. I'd have to do a little bit of research after opening her to tell you. But this one I remember having her accessories, and she looked like she was in pretty good shape. Her hand from this angle looks really dirty though. So here she is. She is very, very dirty. She definitely needs a good bath. She looks like she's had nail polish on her at some point. And she has something like in her lips a little bit. Let's look at her eyes. That one looks good. That one looks good. Her hair is still in the original braids, which is crazy. Let's see if I can get slightly better lighting. Aw, she's very sweet. Let's take her little outfit off. Here's her little boots and her little socks. She's got her little bloomers, and she is white body. Her legs are like a little loose, but they're not bad. She could use a restringing. That one's worse. Let's see what we can find. Take her apron off. And her little accessory apron off. So her Velcro looks exactly the same as my other white body. Her neck strings are the same. Oh, let go. Her braids appear to be original. She came with her book. She just didn't have her box, but I didn't pay that much for her for what she is, so I'm not too mad about it. I don't know if I've posted it yet or not, but I am working on a bedroom setup for Kirsten on my dollhouse now, which I'm really excited about. I feel like this doll was played with, but like not a lot. feel like someone tried to play with her and then just didn't. So I just knocked her little braid out, but you can retie that. Here she is. I'm gonna take her boots off and retie her little braid, and we'll be right back. All right, so now that I've seen her original braids and how they're tied, I definitely would retie them, but I understand how they kind of function now, so that's good. It'll make it easier to tie the other ones on the doll I'm fixing. But yeah, she's absolutely beautiful. Let me know if any of y'all have ever had a white body Kirsten, or any other white body dolls. Kirsten was the last one I was missing. I have a Samantha and a Molly. They were both pretty much brand new, and I paid out the nose for them because of it. At some point I'll do a collection of all the things I got with my white body Samantha, because I got her entire collection basically when I got her. And she came with her book. And a little card for her birthday story, which is cute. Kirsten's book was one of the saddest ones. I remember reading it like a year or two ago, and I was remembering just how sad her stories were. Kirsten has a very difficult life. But yeah, she's beautiful. She's a little looser than my other Kirsten, and she's definitely a little dirtier, but I think that's from how she was stored, not from how she was played with. So we'll definitely give her a good cleanup and probably put her braids back in. I don't know if I'll re-braid them or if I'll just retie the little circles because they're coming loose, but yeah. Alright everyone, welcome back. So this is the white buddy Kirsten that I got in the mail, and I'm gonna pop her head off and I'm gonna restring her because she is not super loose, but loose enough to annoy me, and since I'm already taking her apart to clean her, I might as well restring her while I'm at it. I did wash her face and her limbs already because they were really, really gross. I'm on the fence about washing her hair because she does have her original braids in, it looks like, and if I wash her hair, I have to redo her original braids. But her hair's kind of dry, so it might do her good to be washed. I'm like really on the fence about it. I think this video might become a big long video with my other Kirsten because I'm learning so much about white body Kirstens doing this research for the two of them, and I think it would be really good to post a video for everyone of all of the, whoa, somebody had used some batting inside her, crazy. I think it'd be cool to show some pictures and do some comparisons of the two of them together because they are quite different, and I'm like really surprised. So I've been digging through Reddit and other YouTube videos to learn more, and one of my commenters was actually super helpful and gave me some information as well. This Kirsten has like really peachy pink cups, like really, really dark pink cups, which is cool. So we're gonna restring her. We're just gonna do all of them since we're here anyway. Only her legs really have to be done, I guess. Yeah, we'll just do her legs, it's fine. Her legs are pretty loose. So we're gonna cut, pop. If you've seen my other videos, I did do a video where I restrung an American Girl already. So I do have a full tutorial on that on this channel already. These like pinky cups on the inside are cool too. I've never seen that. So yeah, I'm gonna go heat up the legs to pop the cups out of them, and then I will be right back. Alright, so I'm back. The 4 cups are all out of the legs now and ready to go. The legs are ready. So I'm gonna take some of these. These are little crimp sleeves. They're in the electrical department at a hardware store if you're looking for some. I'm gonna cut some strings for the doll. I'm thinking maybe something like that. My last doll video that I did a restoration on, which I will link to this one, I explained that I have absolutely no idea where I got this elastic from, or where this elastic came from, I guess. I got it from a doll show, and I'm not sure where the person who had it at the doll show got it, but it was just in a bin of miscellaneous doll supplies, and I was like, ooh, I need that. So, alright, these are the 4 elastic. Oh, I only needed 2. Well, we'll leave 2 as extras, but we're gonna take 2 elastics, and we're gonna slide one through the cup, like so. We're gonna put the little crimp sleeve on, like so. I'm gonna grab the little crimping pliers, like this, and then I'm gonna use that, and I'm gonna crimp really hard. And it should look something like that. Oh, not hard enough. Push this through, push down, crimping sleeve. I like to line it up with this middle one. Push really, really hard. Go. And you're secure. So there's one. And we're gonna do number 2. I'm gonna pop this on. Line it up with the middle spot. Crimp it really, really hard. And that's number 2. So now I'm gonna go pop these back inside the legs. The legs gotta be pretty hot to do this. Essentially just do that and push down really good. And then I will be right back to attach them to the body. Alright, I'm back. So got the little cups popped in. It's probably a little too much elastic, but I'd rather have a little too much than not quite enough. So you're gonna take the limb, you're gonna stick the elastic through, make sure your foot's going the right way, and then make sure it looks good. Yep. You're gonna grab the gonna grab the elastic from the inside, like so. You're gonna take a clamp, you're gonna push it on, and then, oh, I lied, I missed a step. You're gonna take a cup, you're gonna pop it on, then you're gonna take a clamp, pop it on. And then, what I like to do is get this lined up like I'm gonna crimp it, but then I use the crimp to hold while I pull the string tight. Doesn't need to be like entirely tight, it just needs to be like moderately tight. And then I crimp hard. Now that's not going anywhere. There's like a little bit of give, but not a lot. You don't want it too tight or you'll end up having your doll look cross-legged. And I'm gonna cut the extra string out of her that we don't need. There's one. Now we're gonna do the other one. So we're gonna find our hole, take our leg, pop it through, like so. Pull it through, like that. We're gonna take the little cup, pop it on the end. Take the crimp, pop it on. Take the crimping pliers, Get them in position. Pull just a little, not a lot. And then crimp hard. And then let go. And that's also quite long, so we're gonna cut the excess off. And voila, she's restrung. So now we're going to pop her stuffing back in, and I'll show you what her legs look like with stuffing in. Alright, so she's all put back together. Her limbs are nice and firm now, they don't go anywhere. So yeah, that's how you restring a American Girl doll, in this case White Body Kirsten. I think we're gonna do a comparison of the two of them though, and I think we're also gonna do a try on of all the Kirsten outfits I currently have from her collection. So that'll be... Alright everyone, so welcome back. Both my White Body Kirstens have now been washed, and I have not redone her braids yet, but I wanted to show y'all something. So this Kirsten is not dressed yet. I did wash her outfit. I have all the pieces sitting off to the side here. But before we get her redressed, two pieces of her outfit have elastic in them. So this one, her little bloomers, her little pantaloons, and her little bonnet. And as you can see, the elastic is just all stretched out. It has given up. So before we put her back together, I actually have some replacement elastic, and I am going to fix this. So the way that I'm going to fix this is you're going to cut a piece of elastic that's the size you want this to be when it's not stretched out, and then I'm gonna leave, you can remove the old elastic. If you want to do a proper restoration, you can remove the old elastic, but because of the age of this doll piece of clothing and the fact that I'd like to preserve the history of it and the integrity of it, I am gonna leave the old elastic in, and I'm just gonna do like a simple hand stitch over the top with this new elastic, just so that it will gather again, and I'm gonna do the same thing to the pantaloons. So I'm gonna get started, and I will come back once I have a little bit of progress so I can show y'all how that works. Alright, so I've got this sort of started now, so I'm gonna show you how I kind of do this a little bit, and then we will go from there. Alright, so what I do is I take the elastic and I take the fabric and I pull them both taut, and I hold it with this hand, and then I take the thread and I do a stitch through both elastics, the old one and the new one, and I'm trying really hard to hold this tight, and then if it doesn't stay tight, that's okay. You're gonna pull it tight again. Before you go back through, and I'm basically just going back through the same spot that I was just in. Now I've been struggling to get it to go back through both elastics on the same go, so if you're struggling with that, that's okay. So I put it back in the same spot where it was, and then I find on my elastic where it went through previously, and I put the needle back through that same spot. Because then when I pull it tight, it'll pull the elastic to where it should be. So that's what I've been doing. So I have done quite a few little stitches. They're not the prettiest in the world, but it functions. And on the other side, you can't tell. Here, let's see if I can get the good lighting. You can't tell where the new elastic is. So once again, pull it tight, put the needle through, the needle back through, got a stitch. I'm gonna do that for the rest of the waistband, and then I will be back. Alright, so I got her bloomers done. The next thing I'm gonna do is her bonnet, and I'll be back. Alright, so I'm back and I've pulled out all of Kirsten's outfits that I currently have, and I have my 2 white body Kirstens, and I figured we'd do a little dress up and just talk about like some of the things I learned while I was working on this video. So this is the first Kirsten I picked up. She was the one that came with most of this lot. She's so beautiful. She is the Tinsel hair variant, and I didn't know what that was before I had her, so I just got really lucky. The picture, I looked after the fact, and the picture of her on Facebook Marketplace is her laying down with all of her stuff, and like it doesn't even show what her eyes look like. So I had no idea what kind of condition she was in when I got her, but I'm so happy with her. I'm so happy with how she turned out. She looks brand new, and I figured we would put on her little outfits, but yeah, so the Tinsel hair is absolutely stunning. I had no idea what it was. I think I just got really lucky when I got her, and when I went to go look for like examples, there weren't very many examples of what it looked like, so I figured like if I put it on video, it would be really nice because I could show y'all what it looks like in real life to have the Tinsel hair. That way, if you are not sure if your Kirsten has it or not, you can use it to do some more research and like figure out what version of Kirsten you have. I didn't realize there were so many different variants of her, and it makes sense, but I just didn't know. So that was really cool to learn. Do any of y'all have a white body Kirsten at home, or any Kirsten for that matter? And what version do you have? Like what's special about your Kirsten? Even if it's just something that's personal to you that makes her special, like let me know down in the comments. This video is turning out really, really long, but I'm excited because I don't know, this video is so special to me. I've had so much fun fixing these Kirstens. I hope you all enjoy watching this as much as I'm enjoying making it. And later today, I'm actually gonna go, this video is taking me a really long time to film, but later today, I'm gonna go run to the American Girl store and see if I can find the new Peaches and Cream American Girl Barbie in person, because my store says they have her in stock, and I don't think anyone has any footage of her yet in real life, and so I think it'd be really fun to show y'all what that looks like. So that video will probably get posted before this one, because this Kirsten video is taking me forever to edit. But here's her little dress. Might move that a little bit. I just feel so lucky to be in the doll community and to be making so many little doll friends. And I feel so lucky that so many of y'all are finding my content and enjoying sharing this hobby with me. It means so much to me. I don't remember how I had this tied on the other doll, and it's gonna bother me. I think it's just folded like this, maybe. So cute. I like how squishy she is. I think that's really fun. Pardon my voice, it's all scratchy because I've been working a ton recently, so my voice is kind of going away a little bit, but we'll see what outfit we want to keep her in. I was not expecting to I expected to like both. I wasn't expecting how much I was going to fall in love with having the two different versions of White Body Kirsten. I figured when one got here I would be able to pick, but I really don't think I can. I think they're going to both end up staying with me. They're just so different in like a really good way. I did wash some of these outfits that I'm going to be putting Kirsten in, but a lot of them didn't need it. They were really, really clean. Do y'all have a favorite Kirsten outfit? And is there any outfits you wish American Girl would remake for Kirsten? I really would like them to just release her holiday outfit as just an outfit, because it was nice that they had a collector's edition. Like, that's a cool idea and all, but I have so many Kirstens, and I was like, I don't need another version of her just for the outfit. But I do really want her holiday outfit, so I am on the lookout for that at the moment. I'm sure at some point I will find it. Ooh, that has a fun sleeve. That's actually quite challenging to get on. For our other White Body Kirsten, I'm not really 100% sure which version of her eyes I have, because they're definitely darker than this Kirsten's eyes are. Oh my goodness, that's so tight. I think that in her previous life with her original owner, when she was being played with by a little girl, I think this was the outfit that she was in the most, because this outfit was definitely the dirtiest when I got her. It's all clean now, it looks cute, but I definitely think this was the outfit that she spent the most time in. So I think we might leave her in that one for a little bit. And I think we're gonna put our other Kirsten in a different outfit. Now, she came with most of her accessories. She's missing her wooden spoon, which is the most common thing to be missing, which is fine. I think for my 35th anniversary Kirsten, I think I also lost her spoon, so I was pretty bummed when I lost it, but it also tracks. It is the hardest piece to keep track of, apparently. But this Kirsten definitely has darker eyes than the other one. I don't know if I can get, like, good lighting. I'm not sure if she has the spooky eyes or not. I kind of think she does. Fiance definitely thinks that she does. I'm not sure if they're quite a dark enough rim or not. They're definitely a darker blue than this Kirsten. And it seems like all of her dresses have this type of Velcro, so I'm guessing that that was standard for her dresses at the time. So that answered my question from the earlier part of the video. But I figured I'd show y'all. She also has the like really pinky cups. And I know there's mostly pictures of that, but I figured you can see it in her restring, but I'll show you again while I'm changing her. Her cups are like really, really pink. Like they're so much pinker than her skin tone. It's like kind of crazy to see in real life. They look like a peach crayon. So here she is. And I'm gonna turn the camera a little. I think we might put her in this outfit with maybe these boots. I haven't put these boots on a doll yet. So I did have a Kirsten outfit before this video. And I have her fishing outfit. And that's what's in this box. And I have her boots, I have her hat, and I have almost a full set of all the accessories that go with the fishing outfit. When I was going through a really, really rough time in my life, at one point, one of my really, really closest, bestest friends actually knew that that outfit was on my wish list, and she was so sweet, and she sent it to me. She found one and sent it to me, and it was basically complete. And it was one of the sweetest gifts I've ever received in my entire life. Oh no, this one's missing its Velcro. I wish I'd noticed that. I would have already fixed it. That's okay. We'll live. The sleeve will just be a little loose. It will be okay. But yeah, so she sent me that outfit as like a, hey, I know you're going through a lot right now. Here's a good fun doll thing you can have and play with right now. And I kept the box that the seller sent the outfit in. So we'll definitely put that on a doll today. I'm gonna do all the outfits just because I want to see what they look like on. And I love watching dress-up videos, like on YouTube. That's one of my favorite categories of doll videos to watch myself. But I have a feeling this outfit is going to become my favorite because I love the silhouette so much. I love the little vest. In real life, I really like dressing like this. Like I like wearing poofy tops with little vests or corsets and little poofy skirts. So I have a feeling this is going to become my favorite doll outfit. I definitely want to track down more of Felicity's collection, but this is going to come off probably a little controversial on doll YouTube, but I never really bonded with Felicity as a doll. I have a couple Felicities. I really bonded with Elizabeth when I was a little girl. I loved the Elizabeth doll. But Felicity, I'm deathly allergic to horses, so Felicity and I just never really bonded. Nothing against Felicity, I just couldn't really relate to the horse girl thing. And, oh my god, I'm obsessed. Look how cute this is. Oh, I love this. I wonder if I should use this as like a neck scarf or like a head scarf. I kind of want to do a head scarf. No, maybe not that. I'm gonna try something else. I do have a video planned with Felicity coming up kind of soon, so hopefully that'll help me bond with her a little more, because I'm gonna take her out and about into the real world and play with her some more. And sometimes that's all I need to really bond with the doll, is just some like more time with them. But I don't know, I've just struggled a lot with Felicity, which makes me sad because her time period's one of my favorites and I love dressing up in that style of outfit a lot. I'm sure that that's not how that's intended to be worn, but that's really cute. I think that this outfit is my favorite so far. I think the fishing outfit's going to be up there though, and I think that the winter outfit's also going to be up there. Thanks to one of my commenters so much on one of my last Kirsten videos. They commented that Kirsten's shoes were sold separately from her outfits, which I did not know, but it makes like a ton of sense, and I wish I had realized that, because I have all of her shoes, I guess. I like at least her early ones. I have the white ones, I have the red ones, and I have her meat shoes, and I hadn't realized that I had so much of her collection now. One of the other dolls that I want to start working on getting the collection for is Molly, because Molly is my favorite of the original three. I do love all of them a lot, but Molly is my homegirl, and I have so little of her collection. Like, it's actually kind of wild how little of her collection I have. And so I'd love to track down like a big lot of her original stuff, and maybe her trunk to keep everything in. All right, the shoes are on. I am so obsessed. This is so cute. But yeah, let me know down in the comments if you think this is a spooky-eyed Kirsten, or if you think this is just the darker blue version of her eyes. I'm really torn about it, but I just think they're so beautiful. Like, she's gorgeous. Her hair has not been taken out of its original braids. This one I did knock down. I need to retie it again, but I was gonna redo her hair because it is a little bit messy at this point, just from how long it's been since she came out. But I don't want to like ruin the integrity of her original braids, so I decided against it. It's pretty easy to retie these little, you just tie it around the bottom of this. It's better to tie it kind of up here, but I think I'm losing the structure of this too much, and I think that's why this one keeps falling out, so I'm gonna tie it a little higher. And then you just tie it around like this. It's kind of hard to get the little tiny bow, especially with like false nails, but it can be done. A little bow, her little ends. But yeah, I learned a lot from how to tie from tying this, like seeing how this one was tied. I learned how to do this one. I will say, if you're a collector and you're not sure how to like fix an original outfit or hairstyle, I'd recommend finding one that is like new or close to new or never really been touched or played with. And I would recommend using that one to take it apart, because you'll learn a lot about how to fix it if you've seen how it was originally done. And I know that's kind of a scary thing to say. You're like, no, don't do that. But we're never gonna learn how to fix stuff if we don't take it apart. And at some point, a lot of these things without restoration aren't gonna exist anymore. Like, if we want to take care of and maintain a lot of these like really beautiful vintage things and eventually antique things, we have to learn how to take care of it now while there's still examples of it. And so like that's one of the things I love about doll collecting, is I love restoring and like fixing up dolls. Even if they don't end up staying in my collection, I feel like I give them a second chance at life, because I can take a doll that probably would have been overlooked or wouldn't have been given a chance to be played with again, and I can give that doll a chance to have a new life with somebody, even if hopefully it's with me, but sometimes it's not. Sometimes you fix a doll and the doll's just not for you, and you pass her on to somebody else, and then that doll has a new life with that new person. And I feel like it's such an important service to our community to be able to restore these dolls for the next generation and for more people to love and enjoy. And so I never really feel bad if I find a doll that's super inexpensive and I take her home and fix her up, because I know that she'll get a new chance at life and having a new family to love her. I also washed this outfit. It was really, really dirty as well. Well, I lost some footage because I had an alarm go off and I didn't catch it in time, but she's in her little nightgown, and I was saying that I did wash this, and I was surprised that all the little yellow stains actually came out of her. And I'm just gonna show you how cute her little nightgown is. Oh, I need to zoom out. There we go. All the little stains came out, and she looks so cute. And I'm just obsessed. Like, look at that. That's darling. I did work on the dollhouse some more. I'm going to be filming another part to that pretty soon because I got a lot done on it, but I was going to make a bedroom for Kirsten in the dollhouse, and I had her bed pulled out. I had her little nightstand pulled out, and the last video, it's up on the top floor. As you can tell, it's not on the top floor anymore. It's sitting on the bed, but I reorganized and redid a lot of the dollhouse. And Kirsten's bed just didn't fit. Like, I really wanted it to. I tried a bunch of different combinations of shapes and sizes, but the other furniture that came in is really cohesive, but it's way bulkier than I thought it was going to be, and it just didn't fit with her bed. And because I have storage for her bed and I can put it back in her trunk for now, I'm not going to like stress myself out over it. I will eventually, I'm sure at some point, switch out the display again, and I will have her bed out. But for the moment, I think it's going to get put back into storage because I'm really obsessed with how the dollhouse is coming out right now. And I'm going to show y'all what I've done coming up. I'll probably do a little preview in this video just because I'm excited to show y'all. But all of my Queen's Treasures stuff came in. I was a little bit disappointed with the quality of it in real life. I'm not going to lie to you. It's still really cute, but it wasn't as, I guess I just like didn't do enough research on it, but it wasn't like as many different materials and things as I thought it was going to be. And I didn't realize how much of it was going to be wood. And so I think I was kind of disappointed when I got it. I think it looks really cute from a distance, but I don't think it looks as cute up close. Oh my gosh, this is crazy. So this is a newer Kirsten dress, and look at that. You can see her white body. That's so funny. Oh my gosh, I didn't realize that was going to be a thing. So I guess this dress will have to get put on my tan body Kirsten. Oh, that's so cute and so funny. It still looks nice. It's just funny looking with the white body. You're having a Felicity moment. What is everyone's favorite American Girl doll? I was really sad that I missed doing a Juneteenth video because I have so many beautiful dolls that would be so cute to make a video for Juneteenth, and I just didn't get to it in time. But I'll try to remember that for next year because I would love to make a video for Juneteenth. I don't know if I'm going to do a 4th of July video. I might post I've been working on a Barbie video actually for my, Riverboat Barbie that I made. That's a custom doll. And so I might post a video. I might post that video on 4th of July because it's almost ready. I could post it probably sooner than that, but I think it'd just be so thematic to do that. So I am obsessed with like certain cast member costumes. Like growing up, my dad was definitely a Disney adult and we used to go to the parks a lot. And so I really like a lot of the cast member costumes. I think a lot of them are made really well and are really flattering and cool to look at. And so I like making things like that for my dolls. And I have made a couple of custom Barbies over the years of cast member costumes. And one of them was the riverboat costume. And tragically, the riverboat is not going to exist anymore. So I went and filmed, well, actually, I guess technically Fiance filmed most of that video. But we went and took my riverboat Barbie to the Magic Kingdom, and we filmed her riding the riverboat and driving the riverboat, and it's really, really cute. And it may not be everyone's cup of tea. I can tell these Disney videos aren't doing as well as I thought they were gonna do. I thought they were gonna be the belle of the ball because I love them and I'm really excited, but I'm still gonna post them because I think they're really cute. I hope you do like them because they're so much fun to make. And I love dress up videos. I love all the, like, I have tons and tons of doll stuff. Like, I could do dress up videos forever. As you saw in one of my first videos, I have a huge doll collection and a huge clothing collection. At some point, I do need to just bite it, and I need to just film all of the, oh no. I need to film all the dolls in a big collection tour, because I keep getting asked for a collection tour. It's just really daunting because so many of my dolls are still in box. So that's going to require taking out and moving hundreds of boxes. And that task is kind of a little bit overwhelming for me. And in a perfect world, I thought that I was going to have enough space in this doll room to put the dolls out on display. And as it turns out, as I've been unpacking my doll stuff into this doll room, there is definitely not enough space to put the dolls out all on display at once, unfortunately. So oh my god, that's so cute. So unfortunately, I won't be able to have all the dolls on display at once, like I hoped I would. But I'm gonna put these red boots for this outfit because I think that'll be cute. But yeah, I mean, generally what ends up happening is I generally try to only buy dolls with their box. And if I don't buy them with their box, it's usually because they're either kind of rare and I found a really good deal on one without the box. Like, it has to be a really good deal, because if I can pay just a little bit more money and get the box, I'll generally get the box. The same is true for the outfits and stuff. I'm definitely a box collector. I know that's everyone's personal preference. I just like having the box. I like the storage. I like knowing that everything's safe and gonna stay dust-free and things like that. And for me, I will generally try to track down the one with the box, and so the stuff that doesn't have a box usually ends up being on display. For better or worse, sometimes some of the dolls I'm not as fond of end up being on display because of that. And it's not to say that I don't love them, it's just there's dolls that I like that are my favorites that don't get to be on display because of how many dolls I've currently got that don't have boxes. And I know one day I'll have a house and I'll have a big space and I'll have all the dolls on display and stuff, but for now, that is not the situation I'm currently in. And so I am a little sad that I didn't have the space to put all of the dolls on display. So here she is in her little outfit. I should probably change her ribbons so y'all can see her with her ribbons in. And then I can show you again how I do this. So this is the Kirsten I repainted the eye on. It was this one, in case you're wondering. The color match is pretty good. It's kind of depending on the lighting, but I'm pretty happy with how that turned out. For this Kirsten, I actually rubber banded her braids up so that I wouldn't have to keep retying them. Because it was kind of annoying me a little bit. So I did her normal braid and then I rubber banded how it normally sits with the ribbons in it so that I don't have to keep redoing it every time. And then this Kirsten did not come with her original ribbons, so I bought replacement ribbons. But these are American Girl ribbons. I have the little packaging for them. They just are not her original ribbons. Which is a little tragic. I also replaced her bloomers. So these aren't the first edition bloomers, but they are really cute and they do work. So there's one ribbon. I'm gonna move these. Here's our second ribbon. And now we're at a tragic moment because I've got them both in outfits that I'm not going to want to take them out of, but I still have to try on the fishing outfit. Oh, I don't know. I don't know which one I'm going to switch. We'll probably look at them together in these outfits first and then we'll decide. Which outfit so far has been y'all's favorite? Do you have a favorite Kirsten outfit? Do you have a favorite Kirsten outfit that I don't have that you think I should try to track down? I'm always on the hunt for vintage Pleasant Company and American Girl stuff. It's some of my favorite. I'm generally really lucky because I live in an area that has American Girl and has had American Girl for a long time, so there's like a lot of secondhand stuff in this area. Oh my gosh, I'm obsessed. This is so cute. I'm gonna move the camera a little bit. Look at how darling she is. That's so cute. This outfit did not come with her like accessories, so I don't have her little snowshoes or anything, but I will try to track them down. I'm gonna see if I can set her up together so you can see them together. So cute. It's so crazy because they're so close in time period, but she's just so much chubbier. This is a good angle to like see the difference in their eyes, I think, though. But yeah, all right. So now we're gonna have to pick which one do we want to change. I feel like I'm gonna switch the winter outfit only because I want to use the red shoes for the fishing outfit and because it's tremendously out of season right now in Florida and I can put her back in this during the winter. But for now, I feel like I'm gonna switch her into the fishing outfit because fishing is way more summery to me. But this outfit is so cute. That also means, however, that I am gonna have to redo her little ties again. Which is fine. We can do that. Yeah, the tinsel hair is just so crazy pretty. I love seeing that. I also had so much fun fixing her eye, and I can't wait to get to do that again and to restore other dolls that have silver eye that need some love and help because it was not as scary as I thought it was going to be. Hopefully this video is not 2 hours long. Hopefully it is reasonable in length. So we got her whistle, got her fishing pole, we've got her change of socks, we've got her dress, a little hanger, the book, and then this is the picture. So I have the fish and I have the basket and I have this basket, but I do not have the honey with the American flag set. I think that was a separate accessory set and I do not have it. I do wish that I could track down this outfit though in girl size. That's so cute. One day when I feel a little bit more confident in my sewing skills, I want to try to remake some of these American Girl outfits in my size because I have so many cute doll outfits, and I like dressing like this in real life. And so I feel like it would just be fun to, I think it would be fun to make some of these little outfits. Yeah, generally I'm not big on reselling doll stuff. The only time I really resell doll stuff is if I don't really bond with the doll. That used to happen a lot more for me when I was doing a lot more ball jointed dolls, which I will be making some content on that eventually. I have a very large ball jointed doll collection. They're all currently put away in storage. In that big closet over there. And I ordered before COVID, so this is going to be story time. Before COVID, I ordered 8, count it, 8 Dolce dolls, which is absurd. That is so many Dolce dolls. And it was because he was doing a sale where all of his dolls that he was getting ready to stop producing, he put them at half price. So I've never seen them go on a sale like that before, and I've not seen it since. So every single doll at the time that I didn't have, that I wanted, I just ordered. And I said, I don't care how long it's going to take for me to get all of these dolls. I'm just going to order them. And then COVID happened, and his wait times were already exorbitantly long. And after COVID, they got even longer. And I've been waiting 6 years and I still do not have all 8 of those dolls that I ordered. I have most of them, but I do not have all of them yet. And because of COVID, they stopped shipping in their boxes and they stopped shipping them strung. So they came to me in pieces, which is fine, but that means that I'm going to have to spend a very long time putting them together. And I am only so strong, and a lot of times putting the really big dolls together takes 2 people. So it's gonna be, each doll is probably gonna be like a half-day activity just to assemble them, not even to paint them. And I have no clothes for them because they're a weird size, and generally when I was doing Dolce, I was hand making all their clothes. And I have lots of fabric for that, and I pre-bought the fabric to do that. So I'm not worried about that, but I'm gonna have to make all their wigs, I'm gonna have to make all their clothes, I'm gonna have to string them and paint them. And so it's a big undertaking, so I just haven't gotten to it at all yet. So if you are subscribed to my channel and you remember my ball jointed doll days, don't worry, I still have a humongous collection. It's just, they're currently not on display really. There's a few on display. My Dolce David is on display. But any doll that had a box that was a VJD, which is the vast majority of them, are currently in a box. Well, yeah. We're almost done with this. So I guess I should try to wrap up my final thoughts. I have had so much fun fixing these dolls. I can't tell you enough how much I encourage you to fix up your own dolls. Don't be afraid. I know it can be kind of a daunting task sometimes, but dolls are meant to be played with. They're meant to have fun with, and restoring them can be a huge part of that process. For me, restoring a doll will often help me bond with her more than just getting a doll new. And like, don't forget that like dolls are here for us to play with and have fun with, and like dolls are what you make of them. So don't let anyone tell you you have to collect a certain way or that like you have to do things one way or another. Like, it's all about what brings you joy. Dolls at the end of the day are here to be our companions and our friends and bring us joy, and it's all what you make of it. So yeah, I don't know if this is supposed to be the front of the hat or the back of the hat. I have a feeling it's the back. But we're gonna do a full view. The brim's a little bit crooked. It's been in storage for a really long time. But yeah. Here she is, all done. They're both so cute and so beautiful. And I hope you all liked this video. I hope you found it informative and helpful. If you have any notes or comments, leave them down below. I love reading your comments and responding and building our little doll community. And I hope you learned something about Kirstens today, because I learned a lot. And I was so happy to make this video. If you want to see any other restorations of any dolls, please let me know down in the comments. I will work on finding more dolls that need to be restored. And if there's anything in particular that was your favorite part of today's video, let me know that down below as well. I hope you'll have a fabulous rest of your day. Bye, YouTube!